On the day Elizabeth introduced her fiancé, everyone smiled, except her grandmother, who whispered, "That man has no shadow." Elizabeth stood in the middle of her family compound, glowing with happiness. Her fiancé, Ken, stood beside her, tall, calm, charming. He held her hand tightly, almost too tightly. Everyone greeted him warmly, except Mama Nkechi, Elizabeth's grandmother. Her eyes narrowed. She stared at the ground beneath Ken's feet. No shadow. But Elizabeth didn't notice. Love had already blinded her. Elizabeth first met Ken on a rainy evening in Port Harcourt. Her bus had broken down. People were shouting. The sky was dark. Then suddenly, he appeared. Calm. Dry. Smiling. "Let me help you," he said. From that moment, Elizabeth felt something strange, like her heart had already chosen him before her mind could think. Ken never got angry. Never argued. Never complained. He always knew what Elizabeth wanted, even before she spoke. But there was one thing. He never allowed her visit his home. Soon, he would say, smiling. Elizabeth ignored the small fear growing inside her. After a few weeks, Elizabeth started dreaming. In her dreams, she walked through a dark forest, alone. Then she would hear Ken's voice calling her from far away. But when she followed it, she always woke up gasping. Mama Nkechi called Elizabeth aside. "That man is not among the living," she said quietly. Elizabeth laughed it off. "Grandma, it's love, not everything is spiritual." The old woman shook her head slowly. Love can be the doorway to something else. Ken proposed at midnight. No crowd. No noise. Just silence. As he placed the ring on her finger, a cold wind blew through the room. Elizabeth shivered. But his smile made her forget. Weeks after the engagement, Elizabeth began to lose weight. Her friends noticed. "You look tired," they said. But Elizabeth smiled. "I'm just in love." Meanwhile, Ken looked stronger every day. Every night, Ken came to her. Not through the door. But suddenly, he would just be there. She never questioned it. Love had already answered for her. Elizabeth visited a local pastor for wedding prayers. The moment Ken stepped inside, the pastor froze. "Leave this place," he whispered. But Ken only smiled. One evening, Elizabeth dropped her phone. As she bent to pick it, she saw it. Still no shadow. Her heart skipped. But when she looked again, it was gone. This time, in the dream, she followed his voice deeper and saw him standing, surrounded by bones. Mama Nkechi brought a native healer. The man took one look at Elizabeth and said, "She is already tied to the spirit world." Elizabeth's heart dropped. That night, Elizabeth pretended to sleep. Ken entered. But this time, his reflection in the mirror wasn't human. The next day, Elizabeth tried to break up with him. Ken smiled. "You cannot leave what you already belong to." Her body suddenly felt heavy. She couldn't move. That night, Elizabeth woke up. Not in her room, but in that same dark forest. And this time, she wasn't alone. Hundreds of shadows were watching her. And Ken stood behind her, whispering, "Welcome home, my wife." She thought she married the perfect man. But what if love was just the trap?